You and me stuck on the ocean now. Nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless, we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that.
Perfect, right?
Actually, we were thinking of Rome.
I know an agent there.
Look at this view. This place is unbelievable. It's beautiful.
We've been looking at Jamaica.
I know an agent there.
Welcome to Jamaica.
We love
we love it. But we're thinking about Tokyo.
I know a guy.
Hi, welcome. It's Robert Maria McArtor with Maryland Homes Team Remax Components. It is Let's Talk Real Estate. We're live this evening, and you could be anywhere that you want this evening, but you decided to join us on our live program. We're super excited about that. Happy that you're coming into the house with us this evening. We have a great lineup. Fantastic guy that's on board with us, Charlie Price. He's going to discuss his journey to a debt-free life. And he was able to wipe out over $100,000, by the way, in debt in just less than 24 months. He's going to show us how he did that, step by step, the resources that you need in order to live a debt-free life. And it's going to be exciting. You want to join us, and we're going to be right back to discuss that and a whole lot more.
Something for everyone.
All right, welcome. And we hope you've had a fantastic week, just like we have. We're so excited that you're joining with us, and it's just been a wonderful week. And
So, honey, what have you been doing this week?
what am I doing this week? I have
Anything
been
different?
Well, if there's one word I can sum that up, it's going to be engaged. I've been very engaged.
Okay,
Excuse me
well,
for clearing my throat, by the way, because it is
Dad.
allergy season. And I normally don't get allergies, but when your pollen count is a whole lot higher than it was last year, I think a lot of people are dealing with allergies right now. So, but anyway, yeah, I've been really engaged with our team, engaged with our clients. And we have several properties that went under contract this week. We have several more that's actually coming on the market. So it's kind of a wonderful time. It really is a crazy time.
So I'm going to switch gears. I know he's very business focused when I just am like focused in life in general. So I bought a trampoline, a like personal trampoline, like the small ones. Of course, the kids would like us to buy a big one, but we have a little hill in our yard, maybe a big hill. So that would be kind of hard. But we're going to try to find a flat spot, right, Rob?
That's right.
So I've been trying. I don't know if any of you have ever had a trampoline. I tried to get a small one so I wasn't spending $500 on the big one. Charlie would be saying stay on the budget, which I just did. But I don't know if anyone's ever tried just 10 minutes. Yeah, that's really hard for someone who's out of shape.
I walked in the house. She didn't know I walked in the house, and actually, and I'm
you
seeing
did.
her on this trampoline
You
in the living
scared
room.
me.
And it was very humorous, actually. But it looks like it's great exercise. But she's got the laptop open and she's watching this gal that's really hyping everybody up. And I just thought it was wonderful, and it is really good cardio, I bet. But I'd rather get my cardio in by swimming in the pool in the backyard. That's what I would rather.
Well,
do.
I can't wait to see that happen.
It's gonna happen eventually. Not maybe
Sooner,
right now, but
better
soon.
than
Yes,
later.
yes, it will happen. Exactly. So, if you are following us on social media, we really appreciate that. There's many different ways that you can get in contact with us or follow us. You can do it on Instagram, on the Gram, Maryland Homes Team, Facebook. You're watching us through Facebook probably right now, or even through Twitter, and that's really exciting. Also, Maryland Homes Team, we have a Pinterest. We have YouTube. We're streaming live to our YouTube friends. And also, we do have a really fun TikTok account at Maryland Homes Team. So make sure that you watch those or follow us along in those formats. We really appreciate it. Also, we have a few friends that are joining us live right now through Twitter. And so we have a kind of a live, just a thing that's going through Twitter as well. That's almost, they're only going to be able to listen to us audio wise. So, but this is a live show, so we certainly hope they'll switch over to the Twitter feed. That would be fantastic. So, anyhow,
So how are the O's been doing?
I
Do you
can tell
know?
I don't know. I kind of rely on my son to let me know because he
is
will let me
true.
know.
This
But
is
I do
true.
have my Oriole glass, the old school World Champs glass,
1983.
1983
Oh
October.
my goodness, the 80s. Those were the days.
That's right, 1983 glass. So that's what I'm drinking, partaking in my water with ice in my Orioles glass. So Oriole Magic,
They're
let it
in,
happen.
let's see. Oh no, they're done at spring training. It's the
Yeah.
real deal.
Yeah, it's the real deal right now. So, yep. So we'll keep rooting them on, and hopefully we have some a winning team.
Always.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the days of waiting outside of Memorial Stadium to get signature with my granny, and how wonderful Jim Palmer and Al
Yes.
Bumry and Eddie Murray, they would just come up and sign the balls. Not like today where you have to buy a ticket and pay $50 for a signature. Those guys were the real deal.
They were.
And
Yep.
Rick Dempsey, oh my gosh, can't forget Rick Dempsey.
So in the early days of our studio here, in the back, we had some shelving there. I would have a couple of balls that are signed, autographed balls on the
did.
shelf behind us. So yeah, it's
And
just
I
a lot
actually
of
have
fun.
my own.
You do. That's right. Exactly. Yep. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of things, Maria. We have an awesome community event coming up.
We
It's
do.
the MHT Kona Roadshow.
Yes, we're bringing it to you.
That's right. We're bringing
So
it.
we just love to appreciate our clients. So we have chosen some neighborhoods that have been nominated by our clients. And the first one's tomorrow in Emerald Hills. I keep wanting to say Emerald Isle. I guess that's because of Ireland. Emerald Hills in Belair. It's starting from 5:30 to 7:30. So come out and join us for some free Kona ice.
That's right. It's gonna
And
be
you
a
never
lot
know,
of
there's
fun.
going to be some other goodies as well. So that's 1440 Knoll.
1444, I believe. No Crest.
1440.
Yep.
No Crest.
At the community
in
center. Just
Belair.
look for the Kona Ice
The
truck.
community center.
And also look for our tent.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get our tent up for you.
So
and,
we're going to have an itinerary soon. We're just securing all of this down. So we're going to be going to Rumsey Island. Somebody said Ramsey, but that wasn't me.
Ramses.
Ramsey's. Brentwood Park, we're going to be coming to. Hampton Ridge. We also are going to Monmouth Meadows. Irwin's Choice. Villages of Thomas Run, which we know lots of wonderful people who live there. And last but not least, I believe this is almost the last day of school, and it's Overview Manor, where some of my favorite people live.
That's right. Exactly. So, also,
Check us
happy-
out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
No,
want to
go ahead.
remind everybody, check us out on our Facebook page. Check us out on our Instagram so you can find the locations, times, and the dates.
That's right. Yep, that'll be on there. So we really appreciate your support with that. Also, happy May the 4th.
Oh my goodness.
May the
that's
4th be
right.
with you, the galactic leaders in real estate,
That's
right
right.
here, Remax. And so I was kind of battling with this idea of I've got some trivia coming up, by the way, and I just wanted to basically say, look, we're going to talk about the trivia part of it, of Star Wars and things like that. But I want to bring my awesome friend on board with us, with Charlie. So let's give him a round of applause for Charlie Price.
Hi, Charlie.
He is living the debt-free journey. Say hi, Charlie.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh,
Thanks
great,
for having
great.
me.
Yeah. So
And congratulations on your new,
congratulations
your new
on the
addition to the family.
That's right.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is really awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time, spending the time with us this evening. For those that are missing the program live, that's okay. It is a question and answer format. If you're with us live right now, feel free to anytime go into the chat function below our video. You can put in your question, your comment. We'll be able to throw that up on the screen and get any of those questions answered for you. So we would love to have that engagement with you, okay? So just to let you know. But before we get started, Charlie, before I officially introduce you, I definitely want to go down the Star Wars trivia, okay? And we'll see what if you guys can come up with the
Are
answers.
you a Star Wars fan, Charlie?
I missed a lot of them, but I do like it.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
We're like junkies. It's crazy. Like Natalie, our daughter Natalie, who's like 25 years old, she said when she was 2, she watched the trilogy for like 3 weeks. And I said to
wow.
the pediatrician, "Is she going to be okay? Like, is something wrong?"
Yeah.
But Alexander, of course, led the path in that. He is our Star Wars king.
That's right. Yep. If you're at your keyboard right now and you want to type in an answer, please do so. We're going to go through these fairly quickly, but if you have an answer and you want to type it in, that'll be great, and we'll throw it up on the screen here.
Oh my
But
gosh,
the first question
I'm
in Star
nervous.
Wars, what do they call the invisible power that binds the galaxy together?
Oh
That's
my
an easy
gosh.
one.
I don't know. I probably know the answer.
Anyone at home want to chat?
You should have texted Alexander.
I should have.
You should.
It's the
have.
Force. It's
Oh,
the Force.
that
Okay,
was
so I
too
figured I would
easy.
start with an easy one. Okay, let's
That
go
was too
just a little
easy.
bit harder. C-3PO is fluent in how many languages?
All of them.
How many languages? Over 60 million languages. Charlie, I should have sent you all the answers so we can kind of go back and forth with this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
no.
going to guess the first one is the Force, but
See,
Yeah, that's right.
You always go.
Throw
to
it
the
out
first
there.
answer.
It's okay to be wrong on this show. You're doing just fine. Who killed the 4 Jedi Masters?
Darth Vader,
The 4 Jedi Masters. Who killed them?
the Sith.
Oh, he's
is
thinking
that
about it.
Obi-Wan?
No.
No. Okay.
Who killed the 4 Jedi Masters? It was Darth.
Maul. No,
No.
I said Vader.
Darth Sidious.
Sidious.
Darth
Darth
Sidious. Yes, exactly. What is the name of Yoda's home? Yoda's home. What is the name?
Oh my God.
I have no idea.
Oh my goodness.
This is
Dagobah.
not easy.
Dagobah
this
is his
isn't
home.
like easy Star Wars trivia.
What is the name of General Grievous's flagship, which is not mentioned in the movie?
Okay. Did you know the answers of these when you wrote them down?
The Invisible Hand. I'll
Okay.
go down with just a couple more, and then we're going to get right to the
You would
program.
not have known all these answers.
What is the name of the Wookiee's home world? I'll give you the answer because it's a hard one. Kashyyyk.
I
Oh my gosh. This is terrible
And
trivia.
who built C-3PO? That's my last one. I've got a bunch more, but I won't go into them.
Oh my goodness. Could you have picked an easy one?
Who built C-3PO? That's an easy
I
one.
don't know.
Luke?
I don't know. I'm bombing this Star Wars.
C-3PO.
I am too,
Did you
and
say
we're
C-3PO?
fans.
Did you?
You said who built
That-
C-3PO?
Oh, who built C? Anakin Skywalker.
That's what you said?
Anakin Skywalker built C-3PO. I have a lot more trivia, but we won't go over it this evening. But that was
Oh
just,
my gosh.
that was a lot of fun.
We'll have to revisit this.
A round of
Yeah.
applause to our wonderful guest and my beautiful wife. I came up with all the answers, but that's okay. That's okay.
He didn't know those answers. I
I
promise
didn't
you.
know.
I promise.
Yep, exactly.
All righty. Next to something more positive.
So
that
before we
can
start,
answer.
Charlie, just to let you know, so we had an awesome buyer this week,
okay.
and it was Chewbacca. I have to tell you, okay, it was Chewbacca. Chewbacca
Oh no. Here we
was
go.
going to buy a house with us. Okay, and we gave him a bunch of advice. We told him what to do to have that winning offer, and he did not take our advice. But you know something? I just chalked it up to a Wookiee mistake.
Oh, my lands. That is definitely a dad joke. That's a bad dad joke. But what can I say, people?
Just wanted to share that with you. That's all. On board we have right now is Charlie Price, our debt-free journey. I'm so excited to have you on board. I've been pumped for this for like the last several days. Really been pushing you on social media and everything. Just wanted to get the word out. The fact that you have wiped out over $100,000 in debt in less than 24 months. So give us a good introduction of yourself, your beautiful bride, your family, and then just start to flow into, how much debt did you start with, things of that nature.
So my name's Charlie, and my wife is Megan, and we just had a little girl, Raylan, and she's 2 weeks old today. She's such a blessing, and witnessing her birth was like the biggest miracle I've ever seen and experienced in my life. It was incredible, and so yeah, I work for a medical device manufacturer in Elkton, and my wife, she works for the federal government, Department of Defense, and so we've got a couple halfway decent jobs, and just trying to get a start at things, and get on our feet, start a family.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So we've known you for quite a while, Charlie. We're super excited about your family. It's obviously it's been a journey for you, but I've always known, even a couple of years ago, several years ago, you've always had that mindset of wanting to obtain financial freedom for yourself, for your family, how important that was to you, and also investing as well. A lot of people don't realize you have great knowledge in the investment world, which I think is fantastic. But share with us a little bit about, how much debt you started with, where maybe the debt came from, and how you were able to just start to wipe it out little by little.
Sure. Yeah. So my wife and I, when we got married, we started with right around 110,000, and let's see. So 8,000 of that was a car loan that she had, and the other 102 was a student loan. It was actually 4 student loans, and that was a combination of her bachelor's degree and her master's degree. So we had a little bit of an uphill climb just starting out, and, but we had talked about it, and knew kind of strategized and came up with a plan of attack for it, so
That's great. Yeah, that's great. So how long did it take you to actually become debt free?
So it took us 23 months. We started right around November 1st of 2019. We got married in August of 2019, so a couple months. Just getting all the, new marriage and wedding stuff out of the way, got all that taken care of, and then just kind of, started laying the foundation for, chipping away at this debt. So we started in November 2019. Took us 23 months. We went till, what was it? Let's see here. It's about September 30th of 2021. And so we just started out there in that first couple months, built up an emergency fund. We've read Dave Ramsey's stuff before, and listened to his, Total Money Makeover, Financial Peace University, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of had an idea of, a little bit of a groundwork strategy, but so established our 3 to 6 months emergency fund, and just went to town from there.
That's awesome.
Charlie, that's great. So real quick, not to cut you off, but just real quick. So for those that are watching right now, and that might even be watching at a later time, that's fine. explain. Not everyone knows. A lot of people have heard Dave Ramsey, and that's fine. But explain a little bit more as far as what an emergency fund is and what financial peace. What does that actually mean to you?
Yeah, so Dave Ramsey's a Christian financial guru. He's been around for, I started listening to him when he was in the early 2000s, I guess, when he was just on the radio at that point. And so, yeah, he basically just teaches financial prosperity, kind of from a biblical Christian perspective, but his advice is applicable to like everyone, and that's starting out or just trying to get their feet underneath of them. He came up with his program, the Baby Steps, and I'm not familiar with, like, I know there's 7 of them, and I know that there's some structure to them, and I think one of the first 2 or 3 is emergency fund,
Right.
establishing a
$1,000.
3 to 6 month emergency
Yeah.
fund.
Yeah.
And basically it's just setting yourself up to be able to attack debt and achieve financial prosperity. And he developed a plan for it, and he put it into 7 steps.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And I take it, so you followed those 7 steps. Is that right? Did you went right down the list?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we had I think maybe the first couple already done. I might be getting them out of order a little bit. I don't have them in front of me, but yeah,
That's okay.
pretty much a mirror image of those 7 baby steps. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So
So I know step 1 is like Charlie said, because I'm a Dave Ramsey fan. Of course, my kids don't like to hear him screaming in the car on the podcast, but I don't mind at all. I'm used to people screaming. Anyway, so what is the setting up the emergency fund of $1,000 first, and then the 3 to 6 months that you were talking about, Charlie, is
Yes.
the expenses, your monthly expenses times 3 to 6 months that you store away. So in case anything happened. Now, back in the day, before Dave Ramsey was big, there was Larry Burkett
Yes.
in our 80s, and unfortunately he passed away of cancer. But I would listen to him when I first had my firstborn, and he wrote a book about being a stay-home mom. Like, how can you quit your job and be a stay-home mom? And I did everything that book said. And we were able for me to leave my job at the county and stay home with my son, our firstborn, and then no lie, like I think a few months later you lost your job or you got laid off. So we had that cushion of the 3 to 6 months to carry us through, because it was basically the same thing. So I was really glad we did what he said. It's eye-opening. He said things like soda's a waste of money. You're paying for empty calories. Oh my lands. Like, so I'm assuming you had a budget and some do's and don'ts during that time of saving and paying off the debt. So share a couple of the suggestions you had or things on your budget that you were doing.
Yeah, so basically I came up with a weekly budget, and it was basically just projected expenses for the upcoming week. Nothing way out into the future. Just, hey, what are we going to what expenses are we going to incur this upcoming week? And so just coming up with those, a forecast, and then agreeing upon it between Megan and I, and then just writing it down into a Excel spreadsheet, simple Excel spreadsheet, and then just adhering to it, and saying, hey, and there would be things that would come up here and there, but trying to think ahead and forecast as much upcoming expenses on a weekly basis, not on a monthly basis or a biannual or a bi-weekly basis.
Right. And I know that when we sit down, I think if I had you sit down and do a weekly, you'd probably run.
It takes a lot of discipline, and I think that's why a lot
It
of our viewers
does.
are interested in what we're discussing right now, especially when we start talking about baby steps and things like that. Just real quick, let me give you a rundown of what the baby steps are, and that is number one, you're going to save $1,000, right? You're going to take that $1,000, you're going to put that away, and it's not a slush fund to go into when you want an ice cream cone. It is simply meant for that. It's an emergency fund. It's for emergencies. Number two is pay off all your debt, which sounds like you have already well accomplished step number two, and we appreciate that in hearing this. You're going to save 3 to 6 months of expenses for emergencies and things like that. So save 3 to 6 months. That's right. You're going to invest 15% of your income for retirement. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about that in just a minute, because I know you've already been working on that as well, and I think that's really cool. So you're going to save for college for your children. If you want to put if your children have aspirations of going to college, you want to pay off that house, step number 6, which I know, don't let that overwhelm you folks if you're watching right now, but that is baby step 6 further down the list here. And of course, you want to finally build your wealth and give back to the community. So when I'm looking at exactly, I kind of want to get an idea here. How did you handle you had 4 loans. How did you handle those 4 loans? And I know you put it on an Excel spreadsheet and things like that, but what type of other tools or resources did you use to be able to chip away at that debt on a monthly basis?
Sure. So what we did, the first thing we did was we had the 4 loans, and we consolidated them, and we got them into a better loan provider. I think we went with SoFi initially, and we just got a better interest rate. I think the 2 of the 4 were on variable rate interest rates, and all the way up to as much as 11% interest. It was mind blowing, and they were fluctuating. And I said, that's that's way too much money in interest. Let's get these consolidated. We got them down to maybe like a 5% interest rate initially.
Oh, that's good.
Or maybe like 5.5%, and then just gradually refinanced it over those 23-month periods. Even so much as switching from SoFi to Earnest, and it helped us get the interest payment down, the monthly interest payment down, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's fantastic. So I'm looking at some notes here that I was discussing with you a little bit earlier. You were able to obviously control your spending by adhering to agreed upon weekly budget. I want to talk about that in just one moment. And the second thing is that you were able to utilize a simple banking app to move money around and things of that nature. So the first thing is, though, on the agreed upon weekly budget, give us a picture of what that looks like on a weekly basis, because the not that you're in the real world, but the real world out there, sometimes it's difficult. It really is. And how were you able to create that budget, number one, but really stick to that on a weekly basis?
Was there a Taco Bell budget?
Yeah, did you have Taco Bell budget? Because
eating out is so easy to do, but it takes a lot of money.
I would have an envelope set aside for Taco Bell. I would, just let you know that. So
I would be the one.
Yeah, I hear you. So we even projected out our eating out so that it wasn't like a spur of the moment thing. I think that we leave maybe $25 or something in there per week, or it varied, so we even tried projecting that out, but it was basically like recurring expenses. You've got your, especially like with gasoline, you're going to be spending so much in gasoline per week. You're going to be spending stuff on groceries on a weekly basis, all the recurring expenses, and then maybe like a rent payment. That's a once a month thing, so you only see that once every 4 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks, depending.
Right.
And so it was just setting all that up in there, and discussing it, and typing it up, showing it to Megan and letting her take a look at it, and we just sit down. She said, it looks good, and then that's it. And, that was the budget for the week.
And I'll be honest, she's really good about that, because when I'd say, do you want to do this or do that? And she's like, well, Maria, maybe not this week. and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like sometimes I wish Rob was stricter about those kind of things, to say, we shouldn't be doing this or we should do this. But it's a wonderful thing that both of you are on the same page
That's
because
right.
look at where you are 24 months later,
Right.
saving for a house, down payment, all those things that are really important. So I think in the marriage, in the beginning, that's wonderful to start off that way.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Charlie, question for you. So, I've got in my notes here that you were able to generate some extra income as well. Overtime, things like that at
Yep.
work. Even maybe
Yes.
Megan was able to do that. What did you happen to do? What would you share with our viewing audience right now if they were able to make some additional income, maybe pick up a second job or something like that to bring in that extra income? How would you suggest that they apply that to getting this debt down?
Yeah, so I definitely had the opportunity to work extra hours at my job. We're been very busy throughout all of COVID, and and we couldn't really go to many places, go anywhere. A lot of things were
That's
closed
true.
for a while, so it was just you know um, you know being careful what we spent and taking that extra money, those extra hours and earnings, and acting like we never received them. Just treating them as almost as if we, like I said, we didn't receive them,
Right.
and that way we could apply those dollars to extra double payments, savings,
Principal.
and even keeping all of our retirement contributions going as well throughout all
That's
that.
awesome.
And I
Yeah, that's
definitely
great.
recommend to anybody take advantage of any extra hours or income
Right.
opportunities you can.
Right. I agree.
So with the extra income, you're able to put cash into your savings account, which is good. You're able to make what, maybe double payments on some of the debts, the
Or
higher
apply to
interest
the
rate debts,
principal.
things of that nature, and still make contributions
Yeah.
to a retirement account. I think it's
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. So what's your focus now? What are you focused on now? Now that you are $110,000 less debt, which, by the way, super congratulations to you for that. But now, what is your focus? What are your goals now?
Yeah, so basically, what we're trying to do now is finish up saving our down payment for a house. We're interested in getting into a small to medium sized home, nothing large, and something that we can afford. And just finding something, making a purchase on it, and then paying it off as soon as possible, and you know, maybe growing the family in the middle of all of those things too.
That's a great plan.
That is a great plan.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure all the viewers know that right now you're currently paying rent at a property,
Yes.
and your goal is you're able to do all of this while you're paying rent. So now your goal is to obviously move into a beautiful home for you and your family. So that's fantastic. By
Yep.
the way, if you need a referral of a good agent, we just happen to know one. If you do need that ever in the future, so just to make you aware of that. So, as far as just this last thing here, continuing pursuing your financial independence, give us an idea because this is something I don't want to lose track of during this entire conversation, during this entire journey that you've been doing on this debt free for 24 months. Have also been investing as well. Share us a little bit
Yep.
about what that picture looks like through the stock market, through expanding your financial literacy, things of that nature. Explain to us what that picture looks like because that's where a lot of us are like, wow, I'm just trying to pay my debt down. And this guy is actually investing as well. This is amazing. Paint that picture for us, Charlie.
Yeah, so the short run or the short run look of achieving financial independence is getting the debt paid off, but you're also maintaining a long run outlook, the 10, 20, 30, 40 year down the road. And what you want to do is focus on, what you're going to do. You're not going to be able to work forever so that you have to stop working at some point. So, just preparing for that day. And one of the best ways to do that is through um, uh, investing in the stock market, especially. A lot of people, I know for me early on, I was a little bit nervous about getting into the markets, and because I didn't really understand it. But I started, studying a little bit more about financial literacy and investing, and where my dollars that I'm putting into the market are going, and it's purchasing a piece of business ownership. And so essentially, by investing, you're becoming a business owner, and business will do well over time. And so you're not investing for the 5 or the 10 years. You're investing for the 20, 30, 40 years down the road.
Right.
And so yeah, so that's basically the long run and the investing side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have an app? Do you dabble in the crypto money? Have you done any studying on that? People are either for it, against. I know Dave Ramsey is not a fan. A
Yep.
lot of the lenders, our big lenders that we work with, they're not a fan either. So, but then I
Right.
hear all these people making all this money.
Yeah, so I would advise. I have studied a little bit about the cryptocurrency, and I'm very reluctant to even go anywhere near it. It's not a productive asset. You're putting your dollars into a currency. It's an unregulated currency right at the moment, and I'm not knocking it. But it's very speculative, and it's subject to very erratic changes in value. I would strongly advise people to really stop and understand crypto before they get into it. So my wife and I, we don't go anywhere near crypto,
Right,
but
right.
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. So I would strongly advise to really uh, learn about it and find out where your
Right.
dollars are going.
Yeah.
But it,
Yeah, it does
yeah,
take some research, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's actually people out there that are making real property transactions strictly by using crypto, Bitcoin, and things
yeah,
like that, and it still amazes me. If you have a willing seller that doesn't have a outstanding mortgage on the property, things like that, and they're willing to accept
yeah,
Bitcoin or some sort of cryptocurrency for their
yeah,
for the sale of their property, and you have someone that's willing to offer that, that is one way
Here in
of
this
doing that.
country,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I've
yeah,
heard about it in other countries.
Yep. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, there's been several luxury homes that have been sold, and monetarily been exchanged with using crypto. So that's it. But you have to have a willing seller and you have to have a willing buyer,
yep.
and use that type of format. So that's great. But that's
I don't
that's
know,
really
that would
good
be
advice,
me.
Charlie. It really is. We really appreciate that, and I know you're trying to help people along the way. One little birdie told me on my shoulder that you might be thinking about doing maybe a YouTube series in the future. Is that still in the works?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. As soon as I find the time to put it together and kick it off, um, definitely I'd like to pursue. I follow a lot of startup YouTubers and a lot of financial related
Right,
YouTube
right.
accounts, and I learn a lot from them. And so it's a continual learning.
Do you have a favorite financial guru that you like to listen to on YouTube?
So there's a couple accounts that I follow. I'm trying to. There's one called the Swedish Investor. He's
Okay.
pretty good with investments. There's also another account that I follow. It's called Dividend Data. He's he's a young guy named Zach, and I think he just hit about 100,000 subscribers. But I've only been following him for maybe 2 years, and he's growing his channel pretty good. He puts out some incredible content. Um, but yeah, so I follow those guys, and there's a couple others that I would. Rob Berger, he's got a YouTube account, and he does some really good work and some good content.
I'm writing all this
Offers
down.
good advice.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
great. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I'll provide those links after the show. I'll put those links in the description, by the way, so you can just click on those and go and maybe subscribe to those folks if it's something you want to follow. That's great information.
Until
I would-
Charlie has his own.
Charlie, I would definitely encourage you to, to definitely, because we're encouragers. That's what we are. We would encourage you to, don't wait for someone else to offer their stage to you. Create your own stage, because you have a message to share. You have great information that people are seeking after, especially looking at the way the market is today, the way finances is today. Are today, people need this type of encouragement to get their debt paid down. So we really appreciate the information that you're sharing. Also, just something else to think about. Maybe be a financial freedom coach. That's something else you can also do. I know that there's a lot of coaches that are out there, but you have a real strong message to be able to offer people with the accomplishments that you and your wife have made. So we're really excited about that.
Are you going to call Dave Ramsey and tell him about this, and then be on his show and scream debt free? Have you
right.
seen that? Have you seen the couples that call and do that?
Yeah, I have seen those. My wife and we're pretty low key for the most part, so probably not. But
yeah, I don't see your wife jumping up and screaming. I don't see her. I don't
They've
see her
worked
doing
hard though.
No,
They've worked hard. They should celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
we did snap a photo and put it on social media, and for
like
the
that.
recognition, just as a milestone for us, something to
Right.
look back on.
Right.
Yeah, that's really
Absolutely.
great. That's great.
That's a big milestone.
Charlie, any final words before we wrap up the interview tonight?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, just everyone that's out there, working hard, to chop the debt pile down, just keep going at it. You'll get there.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, also, if you're watching the program, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to put them in the comment section. Charlie and ourselves, we're going to be following along the show through YouTube and even on our Facebook page. We're going to be following it. So if there's any questions or anything you may have that you want to pose to us, please feel free to put them in the chat below, and we would love to be able to answer those questions for you. So that's great.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Charlie, we're going to follow your journey. So as soon as you have that YouTube channel up and running, we want to be able to share that on one of our future shows as well. So I think everyone's going to be excited about that.
We'll
Okay.
give him some
Thank you
time.
very much,
He just had a
guys.
new baby,
Thank you,
honey.
Charlie. Good.
Alrighty, congratulations.
Congratulations. We'll talk to you soon, Charlie. Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Good night. Well, that was a lot of fun. That really was. So
It's inspiring.
it is very much inspiring.
I mean,
Yes.
you have to be disciplined, and you got to do your spreadsheets.
Yeah, well, you're really good with putting money in envelopes. That's what you're good with.
I am. But I'm not a spreadsheet girl.
So I see.
I wish you were. Because
No.
you're tech savvy.
No, I'm not a spreadsheet person, though. I just never liked Excel. But anyway, I mean, I use Excel for certain things. But
Right.
but again, I do like the envelope system. Listen, you don't have to be a guru with Excel and Word and things like that. Go old school. Grab some envelopes. Right at the top of each envelope, what you are saving
you have
for, what you're
savings,
trying to pay
yeah.
and off, and things like that. And
Yes.
again, I mean, we're pretty successful in this business, and we're excited about the hard work that we've done. But let me tell you something. This guy right here, no, I went through high school. Before I left school, my top class was consumer math. And I'll just be honest with you, it's part of my story. I wasn't an algebra, a calculus person, geometry. No, I made it through consumer math. I learned how to calculate numbers on my check registry book, and to not consolidate. What's the word I'm looking for? To rectify my
It's not
checkbook.
rectify, reconcile.
Reconcile. There you go. To reconcile my checkbook.
But honey,
right.
that's okay because I'm good with numbers.
That's right, exactly.
See,
So
you bring a
remember, you don't have
different
to be
strength.
a financial guru to do that. You just have to be disciplined. You really do.
Yes.
And that's what I really
That's the
appreciate
truth,
our
though.
guests. Over 24
Yes.
months, they were able to really stick to a
Yeah.
budget and really had the wherewithal to just have that goal, that financial freedom
did a
goal.
great job.
And here's folks right there, Maria, that they're not even homeowners yet. They're
they're
paying
young.
rent and things like that. So you could do this. You could do this out there watching this program. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue on with the show. We have a awesome calendar of events that are coming up. Let's go through that in just a moment, and we'll be right back.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's gonna be a minute. It's a lot of tree.
Re-insulate the whole thing, drywall.
The bank won't allow a credit with this much damage. Great.
Believe it or not, it's not all bad. Okay?
Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the seller has agreed to pay for a new roof before we close.
The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. The expertise to handle unexpected situations. That's who we are.
All right, we are back. And all right, we are winding down to the show. I'm going to share some market stats with you and things like that. But first of all, one of the organizations that's near and dear to our heart that we like to give to as a team, the Amani Foundation. Remember to visit theamanifoundation.org. They have an awesome golf tournament that's coming up, the 2022 Charity Golf Tournament.
June 6th.
June 6th, and that is the Hillendale Country Club. If you've never been there, that is a fantastic club, by the way. You can become a sponsor today. They're looking for sponsorships. So make sure you go to their website. You can get more information there. They have many different ways for you personally and your business to get involved with sponsorships there. And again, they're providing sustainable water and life in the many different villages throughout Kenya, in Africa, and we're definitely been a part of that. I've been over there, and it's just a wonderful time. So I want to make sure that you do get involved with that. With that said, let's jump right into the market stats.
All righty.
All right. So we did our marketing stats.
Things.
Yeah, we did them for Towson this week. We had a couple of people actually reach out to us. Asked
One
us,
of my
what are the
favorite
stats
areas.
Yeah, what's going on in the Towson markets? We wanted to share that with you. As you can see, the prices are still very strong. If you're looking to sell your home, it's just taking a little bit more days on the market. Few people have dropped out of the marketplace a little bit, but the prices are still strong. And we would just encourage you, please be careful with the headlines you're reading, with any type of other video blogs you're watching, things like that. Things are not going to blow up here. Okay, there's always someone buying a home. There's always someone selling a home. So keep your sights locked in on buying a property. Continue to talk with your lender. And to make sure that you're locked in on a good rate, and your real estate professional as well.
That's keeping you updated.
That's really key. That's going to keep you updated in the marketplace. So, so just remember that. So, well, we appreciate you joining with us this evening. If you'd like to be a future guest, please feel free to contact us through Facebook, through Twitter, things of that nature. We'd love to be able to have you on. We are not going to have a show next week, but the following week we're going to be back on board. With an exciting guest possibly, and we just wanted to wish too a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there.
Yes.
We appreciate all the hard work and effort that you do to keep that household together.
Yes.
And we know that you are the brains behind that home. And we really do appreciate you, and we know that your kid's going to appreciate you as
Yes,
well.
your
this coming
family.
week. Your family as well.
And it could
Yep.
be a mama of a neighbor's child. It could be a mama of a pet.
That's right.
You know, I know that it's not always an easy day for some people. I was talking to a couple this week.
Yes.
That can be hard on them, but we want to definitely celebrate the moms.
That's right.
Who or anyone who just gives extra love like that to care for someone.
That's right.
So, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you not next week, but the week after. Take care. Oh, wait a minute.
Alrighty.
Before I do that, it was something I missed even last week.
I know.
We
You're
are
slacking
we are always better. What?
together.
We're always better together. And remember this: who you work with matters. Who you
Yes.
work with matters. And so if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the future, make sure you put Maryland Homes Team at the top of your list of people to interview. When it comes to even buying a home, you want to interview some agents. Don't just go with
Correct.
someone that just got their license at the hairdressers.
Or on don't be slating the hairdressers.
No, I didn't slate the
But
hairdressers. I said
anyway,
at the hairdressers.
But you know, instead of just going online and just taking a guess.
That's right, exactly. Make sure you interview them. Make sure you know who you're aligning yourself with, you are working on your behalf, and that's just awesome advice.
But have a great week.
Have a great week.